The Colts signed a quarterback today and said goodbye to a starting wide receiver. Welcome inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios Thursday night. We've been watching basketball all night as we get ready for the news. 93% of the ESPN tournament brackets have busted.
Ooh.
As a result, really, primarily of Princeton.
Beating Arizona.
Yeah, beating Arizona. So that was a big upset. So we want to know how your bracket is doing, how your Final Four team's doing. We appreciate you joining us here at 10 o'clock with basketball happening on other platforms. So tomorrow, St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
Cold day.
Cold day. I know I had somebody comment on my Facebook post. The kids have worked so hard for their performance. So it's not, you know, the parade is a big deal for a lot of schools. They do performances and you know, so it's just kind of a bummer that it's going to be in the 30s. It's going to be windy. It may spit a little rain and snow at us.
Oh, great.
I know. Speaking of rain and snow, a big view of the radar shows the rain locally, but the snow not too far away. It's a thin line of snow, and we're not going to tap into that until most of the moisture is east of us. So for us, we stay on the warm side of things, and this is mainly a rain event for us over the next several hours. But as we get into about sunrise tomorrow, the rain may start to mix with a few flakes of snow, and then, as I mentioned, it's going to be very light, but we don't want you to be surprised if there are a few pockets of drizzle, some snow flurry action around tomorrow afternoon, and it's tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Majority of the heavy rain starts to move out. You can see that transition start to happen early tomorrow morning. Now again, a lot of the moisture moves east of us, but under some of the thicker clouds through the afternoon, a few sprinkles, a few flurries, and then we're going to clear and turn our attention to much, much colder air for the weekend. And it really starts to move in tomorrow afternoon. Evening will be in the 30s, upper 30s most of the day tomorrow. Wind chills Saturday morning, potentially as low as the single digits.
Oh my gosh, really?
I know.
That's brutal.
Because we'll be in the 20s, winds near 20 miles per hour, bad combination, and a few snow showers around on Saturday.
When does April get here? It can't come soon enough, because I would think that by April.
Then you would think. But we've had snow, I feel,
we have. I can remember
April.
A couple of, Easter Sundays.
We don't like that at all.
We don't even want to talk about that at this point. All right, well, we're going to get back to Angela's forecast in a moment. We do want to talk about the Colts today. Well, this was kind of a surprise. We got the Colts signed Gardner Minshew, who's a backup with the Philadelphia Eagles. Makes sense because Shane Steichen, the new head coach of the Colts, was the offensive coordinator with the Eagles, so he knows Minshew really well. And then another big surprise was that the Colts did not re-sign wide receiver Paris Campbell. He signed with the Giants today.
I don't know if I'm surprised by that.
There's some people that I think will be, because the Colts didn't have. Look, Paris Campbell was injured for much of his career here, but he actually had a pretty decent season. Even the Colts were horrible, but he played. I
was going to say, was there anything decent?
He actually played pretty well. So I wanted to talk with Jake Arthur from Locked On Colts podcast. I listen to this guy every day, does a great job, and so I wanted to ask Jake a little bit about these two deals today, and here's a bit of our conversation. So why did the Colts sign quarterback Gardner Minshew?
Yeah, so I think we're all pretty much on board with the thought that this first pick in the draft is probably going to be a quarterback. This isn't the type of move you make for the long term. This is a guy who is just going to be capable of starting momentarily. If they were looking for another veteran option like they've been doing the last few years, we would have seen them more involved in, Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, maybe even Lamar Jackson. Those are options that'll probably be beyond a year or so. Maybe not Rodgers so much, but no, Gardner Minshew he's a stopgap. He's a bridge option. That's exactly what they're looking for right now. They need someone who's capable of playing until the rookie is ready. And, there's no guarantee a rookie can stay healthy all year either. So we saw with Jalen Hurts last year in Philadelphia, had to miss a couple games, and Minshew filled in pretty well.
So the other big news impacting the Colts today, wide receiver Paris Campbell signing with the Giants. Why didn't the Colts re-sign Paris Campbell?
Yeah, for that price, you certainly would think they could have, about $4.7 million. There's plenty of incentives in there for, health and playing time and statistical measurements that could put them up closer to $7 million. But that definitely would have been doable for the Colts. They have the cap space. Personally, I thought, they've been patient with him through these 4 years, through the 3 years of injury. They finally got a return on investment. I thought they might want to keep him around. But that financial figure from the Giants just kind of told me that maybe mutually they thought it was time to part ways and just look for a different situation. But the Colts definitely have their work cut out for them now. They got to find more speed for that receiver core.
All right, Jake Arthur from the Locked on Colts podcast. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
Yeah, be sure to watch and listen to Jake Arthur on Locked on Colts. He's on every day. It's very good information for Colts fans. So you hear what Jake had to say. What do you think?
Yeah, I get that. I saw it on Twitter and I'm like, what?
Yeah, right.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
But
Colts now need a wide receiver.
well, we need a lot of things.
And
a quarterback.
They still need this young quarterback, but he makes a good point. And if you think about Shane Steichen and Gardner Minshew, they know each other, they work together. Seems like that would be better. And look, Matt Ryan's gone. Nick Foles is probably on his way out. Obviously, Sam Ehlinger didn't, really prove much to Colts fans.
Yeah.
They need a backup in case this rookie quarterback gets hurt or isn't ready to play on game one.
Oh.
So we'll see.
I feel we're years away.
We are rebuilding.
We are years and years away.
No question about that.
Because if you looked at Philly last year, not only did they have a great quarterback, but they had great wide receivers.
Oh, they did?
I mean, they were on fire.
Yeah,
he threw it, they caught, every time down the field.
Right.
And so I feel like we are so far away from
That's
that.
right. Yeah.
That,
We're in full rebuilding mode at this point, aren't we?
Patience,
Right.
Colts fans.
All right, let's talk about basketball because we know you want to get back to basketball tonight. Again, we appreciate you coming over at 10 o'clock. How's your bracket doing?
I guess I'm half and half. So out of the 10 games I think we've played, I haven't played. We've watched people play.
Watched. Yeah, I understand.
I'm 5-5. I have one Sweet 16 team out.
Right.
And one Elite 8 team out.
Right.
I guess that's the same team. That's Arizona.
So that's the game that busted.
Oh, and
a lot of
Virginia. I'm
brackets.
sorry. I have two Sweet 16.
Right.
So Virginia and Arizona.
Right.
Those are the two so far.
So I think, this afternoon when you and I came into work, one of your first comments was Furman.
Furman.
Because Furman beat Virginia. That's a 13 beating a 4. That was a big upset.
It was, but I was mad at myself because there were a lot of analysts that were saying, don't sleep on Furman. And I'm like, Furman?
I got Furman going to the Sweet 16.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see. But I was not as good with that other game that you mentioned, which was the Arizona game.
With Princeton.
Yeah. Princeton, a 15 seed.
I feel like that happens once a year.
It does
and
happen
so,
a lot.
maybe the strategy next year is to pick all of the 15s.
Oh, I think I still have that. I've got Kennesaw winning. And I've got them going to the Sweet 16.
Okay, that's not going to happen because they're playing
tomorrow.
They're playing Xavier or Gonzaga?
Yeah, they are. They play Xavier.
Xavier's pretty good.
Yeah. Listen to Angela break it down. I am telling you, she knows her sports.
I grew up watching sports.
And let's get you on record. Colts will be drafting.
Oh, yeah,
Levis.
I think so.
Will Levis.
Unless Mr. Ohio State Stroud is still available.
There's no way at 4 he's
because
gonna be there.
He's a big guy. My only knock on Mr. Alabama was he's was it Bryce Young?
Yep.
He's just a little short.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 5. He was 5'10", right? 200 pounds.
Short.
Small guy. He's won a national championship, and he's obviously played pretty well for Alabama was pretty good this past season. Not great, but he was good.
But yeah, no, I feel I feel like it will be Will Levis.
Okay.
Or I also heard, who was the other guy that had a really good day?
Anthony Richardson.
That's him.
That guy is a stud.
Okay, so I think I'd be okay
Florida
with
quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they talk.
One of those three.
Look, the sports experts will tell you that these two guys, Levis and Richardson, that they're projects. That they may not be ready to go day one the way that C.J. Stroud would at Ohio State. But look, I think any of these 4 guys, I think Colts fans are going to rally behind. They're going to be fired up, even if we know that it's a rebuilding season for us. I think Colts fans will be patient and will get behind them. So they're going to have to be. All right. So tomorrow for St. Patty's Day, how things look?
Yeah, speaking of patience, we've got to be patient for more spring weather. The weekend looks so cold. We've got rain now. the snow that you see out to our northwest, yes, it will come in, that colder air, but most of the moisture will be east of us by the time that happens. So no accumulations, but just don't be surprised if we get some pockets of drizzle, a few flurries tomorrow. It's going to be breezy in the 30s, upper 30s most of the day. We don't make it out of the 30s this weekend for highs either.
Yuck.
It's going to be an indoor weekend.
Yeah, we're going to be watching a lot of March Madness.
There you go.
That's okay. So we got Glenn joining us tonight. Melanie's watching. Let's see. Charlotte says she's got a busted bracket already.
Oh, sorry, Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte, that's the way we all are. Betty joining us saying Happy St. Patrick's Day. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Ralph joining us again from Smith Station, Alabama, says he didn't do any brackets this year, just wanted to watch and enjoy the games.
I get that.
Teresa joining us saying no brackets here. Monica from Lafayette. Jack joining us tonight. Jack, good to have you with us. And Angela and I are going to be watching basketball, getting ready for the newscast
That's right.
at 11.
We're still working.
We're still working. We're still, we're multitasking, right? Watching hoops, getting ready for the newscast. We'll see you over on Channel 13 tonight at 11. Good night.